Hello, it's a beautiful day today. I'm out for a ride on my Harley Davidson, and I thought I'd just stop and make this quick video about how to reduce or even totally get rid of screen buffeting. The two bikes that I ride the most are my Triumph Scrambler 1200 and my Harley Davidson, and both of these are naked bikes. And I notice on the Facebook forums that I'm on that quite a few people want to put screens on the bikes, aftermarket screens, and then after trying a screen, they complain about terrible buffeting from that screen and end up removing it. So I just have a little tiny little screen on my Triumph, but I do have a bigger screen on this Harley Davidson. When I first fitted it, I had buffeting problems, but I've got round them. So I just want to explain two things that I think are important for reducing or getting rid of buffeting. The first thing I'd recommend is having a look at the adjustment of your screen. Now, not all aftermarket screens have any kind of adjustment on them, but you can, if you sort of loosen the fittings and adjust where they go, change that the way they are mounted. And the two aspects that I consider to be important are the angle here, so how far the screen is tipped, and then the height, how high the screen is. Now, this particular screen, this is a Harley Davidson screen. It's one of these fast connect ones that clips on here. So because it clips onto the fork tubes, you can actually, you've got about, you can see here, this much adjustment on where you put it. So I can slide it down to about there, or I've got it right at the top. So when I first got a screen, I got the shorter screen, which only comes to about there, quite a bit shorter. And I was getting a lot of buffeting from that. I worked out that a higher screen would throw more air over the top of my head, so I swapped the shorter screen for the taller screen. Even then I was still getting a bit of buffeting, but you can see I got the screen here pushed right up to the top, and when I push it up to the top, then that's it, that's the buffeting cured. So the point I'm trying to make here is you need to experiment with the height of the screen. Now if I just hop on the bike and put the camera at eye level, you can see it's not too high in terms of obscuring my vision, particularly when it's raining and if the screen gets wet, you want to be able to see where you're going still. But it's just high enough to throw the air up over the top of my head so it doesn't cause the buffeting on my helmet. The second factor that I found to be important is choice of helmet. So if you are suffering from buffeting from your screen, you've put an aftermarket screen on your bike and it's causing buffeting around your head, then I would suggest you try changing your helmet, try swapping around different helmets. Now, I have several different helmets, some full face, some open face, some adventure helmets with peaks. And what I found is riding the Harley Davidson with the screen, any helmet with a peak on it definitely gets vibration. That's no good at all. Also, interestingly, I found helmets that are fairly aerodynamic. If I ride with the visor just cracked open a little bit, the wind seems to catch and rattle that visor. So I get a lot of buffeting unless I close the visor. As soon as I fully close the visor, then all that buffeting disappears, totally disappears. So you need to experiment with little things like that. Now, initially, I thought that an open face helmet would not be good because, there's places for the air to catch. But the helmet I've got on today, if I just pull it on here, is just a very plain open face helmet. And I get no buffeting at all with this helmet, and I think it's because there's just absolutely nothing on the top or the sides here to cause turbulence, to catch the air, because I have another open face helmet that has a vent on the top and it's got fancy attachments at the side that you can put a visor on it, and when I wear that helmet I do get buffeting. So yeah, those are the 2 points I wanted to make. Firstly, play around with your screen. If you put a screen on, play around with it, see if you can adjust the height of it, the angle of it, and see if that makes any difference. And then secondly, just experiment with which helmets work best. So I find some helmets are a lot more aerodynamic if I don't have a screen on. So I get a lot less wind resistance and tug on my head and my face. Other helmets are much better when I'm riding with the screen. I hope that was helpful and useful for you if you're experimenting with the screen. Cheers then. See you next time. Bye.